Hello everybody, Sample here, and today we are basically putting every single Sonic game on a tier list. Now, it's not exactly every single Sonic game, but technically speaking, it is every single mainline Sonic game, or at least ones that are major enough to have recognition on the list. There are some that are lost due to time, and some of them are pretty obscure or just another recreation which doesn't really make sense. There are different versions of each game, as you can see from here. And yeah, just gonna put it on the tier list. I will give my reasons why I will put them on here, but suffice to say, I just am just gonna put here. I'll give a few of my reasons why I put them up here in their respective categories. And yeah, so we have the S, A, B, C. Just all these. We have the God tier, which will be reserved for 3 of the games that are my personal favorites and are basically on top of here. And we have the ones I never played. And even though I am a Sonic guy, I have not played all these games. It's basically either due to basically being lost to time, or I cannot actually have access to it, or that I have never heard of it or played it. So yeah. Also, I do apologize if you hear any background noise. You might not hear any other voices because I got that cut out, but you might hear a loud crashing sounds. And I don't know why. I think about around this time, my family members are cooking. So yeah, because around is lunchtime, so there's that. I hope I don't get called on because right now I had time, but every time I start a recording, stuff happens. I don't know why. Either way, let's just get started because I've been talking a bit too much. How much time we have? I hope you guys see my cursor this time. It's been 2 minutes. Jeez. Okay. So it is technically in order. So first off, we have the original Sonic. I did play this. This is like the baseline. If you're worse than the original Sonic, that's just the baseline here. But yeah, it's a pretty good game with basically being Sonic's first outing. I did enjoy it, but I'm not the biggest fan in terms of 2D platformers. I'm more the 3D variety, especially with Sonic. But I do respect both, and I do play both versions of 3D and 2D Sonic. It's just that I'm not exactly the big fan of 2D because even though there are some games here that are a bit more interesting, I think this was just the baseline. That's all I could say. I think this one is the 8-bit version, which is like the Super Screen Crunch one. It's something like the Mario series, like 8-bit Mario. It's got 8-bit Sonic, but Sonic levels, but like super minuscule. To be honest, it is basically an F tier, only because that it is basically a inferior version. It means 8-bit, what do you expect? But the screen crunch on this was like pretty bad, so you cannot really see anything ahead of you, so you would actually get hit most of the time. And the level designs that were in this one didn't really fit because it's not meant for a small screen. It's supposed to be set for a TV monitor and stuff like that. I don't remember this one. I have never heard of this. I'm just gonna put it in never played. Oh, this one. Okay, I remember this one. I heard about it, but I have not played this at all. I don't know if it's available or not because I've seen videos of this. I just never had the time to see if it's actually available. But I think this isn't this like an arcade thing? Maybe. Okay, we have Sonic 2, the 8-bit version. Slightly better. It's still an F tier because of the same screen crunch thing. And then we have Sonic 2. Okay, Sonic 2 is basically a bit more better. I will put some games in between, but for now, it is basically top of C tier. It is much better than Sonic. Introduced Super Sonic, of course. Introduces Tails, which is a good partner, and the levels are actually pretty well done and has a bit more flair to them. Then again, it is technically Sonic's second outing officially, so it makes sense that it would be a bit better. I have not heard about this one. I don't. Is this no? This is not Sonic. It's not the Sonic fighting game, is it? It doesn't look like one. Oh yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna put this. No, there is Sonic. Sonic Fighters is here. Okay, so I don't know this one at all. I'm gonna put it in never played. This one might be exclusive to Japan. So yeah, you can see the Japanese lettering here. I don't think I actually seen this before. Okay, we get to the other ones. Sonic CD. Hmm, I'll put it B. It would be low B. I like the time travel thing, but it is a tiny bit harder. I would put it in maybe A tier because of my memories of it, but like I'll just put it there. Sonic Chaos. Have not heard about this. At least I don't remember. I feel like I saw somebody play this before. I just don't remember. Oh, okay. Technically not a Sonic game, but it's Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. It's technically Tetris or Puyo Puyo, depending on who you want to talk to. I mean, I have fun. Not the biggest fan of these types of games, but like it's fine. That would also work for the 8-bit version because, to be honest, it is about the same. No, no, it's a bit worse because again, I think it's just the 8-bit aesthetic. I think it's just aesthetic wise, that's about it. But it is better than these two. I think, if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be this, right? Sonic Spin. I remember. Okay, I saw one of the YouTubers I watched did play this. Like I think last year. It was a kind of a funny time, honestly. I would. I am a big Spinball fan. I did play this myself. I don't really like it. It's better than the 8-bit version, I'll say the least. Okay, Sonic 3. We're not counting Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic 3 itself is like, I think technically is even footing, but I'll put 2 just a tiny bit above. If we're counting Sonic and Knuckles with the 3, because I know a few people actually do include these two together, yeah, I think this 3 would be higher. But just of now, I'll just put it down here. Yeah, okay. I'll just put it down here. Just because. Okay, Sonic Drift. It's just a Mario Kart clone. It's decent enough. Yeah, it's decent enough. Yeah, it's just decent. It's a Mario Kart clone. It's not that much different. Sonic Spinball, the 8-bit. Well, okay, technically it's also D tier. I would still prefer the original. Not, yeah, but it just have a hard difficulty spike. I think it's more RNG based than anything. Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And then we have Sonic and Knuckles, so I'm a little confused here. So, okay, so this is basically the overall game of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So if I'm gonna put this as a placeholder for both versions, I'm gonna put, so as you can see down here, I hope you guys can see, right? Yeah, if you can see down here, there's Sonic and Knuckles, and there's here Sonic 3. I'm gonna put these two bottom because I think this is just the DLC version and this is the original version. I'm counting both together. No, 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 no. We'll go back. This here, this, and then we'll go to the Sonic and Knuckles. This is like right here, which would make this above here. I would say that Sonic 3 Knuckles is actually no. Sonic 3 Knuckles together is it a take because these two games are meant to be together. If we're just taking these two by themselves, like they're fine games, right? Not as good because I think Sonic and Knuckles is a bit more shorter, and then Sonic 3 is just kind of like Sonic 2. So like having these two games together kind of makes the most sense, which is why I guess they packaged them together. Sonic Triple Trouble? I don't remember. I never heard of this. Yeah, I never heard of this, so but I never played. Okay, Knuckles Chaotix. Same, same rank as with Sonic CD. I could say it's good to see that Knuckles has his own game with the Chaotix. I wish that maybe, hopefully, Knuckles would get his own game, another game soon, maybe. But yeah, I've never heard of this. I think it's maybe an arcade racing game, as if I could just tell from there. The Tails Adventures. I did play a little bit of these, so I'm only basing this off of the little I played. I mean, it's decent. Think the first one. And here's the second one. I don't know if these the same. Are these the same? Cannot tell because the pictures are a bit too small. But I think, yeah, Tails has like 3 games. Technically 2 in this case, but like he has 3 games. Sonic Labyrinth. I don't really remember that. Sonic the Fighters. I like this game. Although it is a bit janky, but it is a bit weird too. But I like the fighting game aspect of it, but yeah, again, it's just a little janky, but it's supposed to be cartoonish, right? Hmm. For now, I'll put it above B tier. I'll change it later. Sonic 3D Blast, yeah. No, no, we'll just right there. And then we have the original Sonic Blast. Yeah, I will put it like that. Okay. Sonic R. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Sonic R is a pretty good racing game, to be honest. Oh god. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, because I played it before a few times. And the recreation on Roblox is actually pretty good. Would I put it up? No, I would not put it above. I would put it above the Sonic Drift for now. Because the only problem with this is that turning was a problem. They could have like maybe polished it a bit more, but then again, the technology at the time might not be up to it. But if they were able to remake it now, if I would like to see a remake version of this. But the Roblox version is actually pretty good, and I do like it with better physics. I think it's just the physics that's keeping this down, honestly. Sonic Adventure. Is there 2? Maybe? I can't tell if this one. This is from the cast or the Rocket. I don't know. Okay, Sonic Adventure, the original Sonic Adventure. I think the remake's here, right? Maybe. First S tier. It's a good game. I would not say that it's the highest or mid S tier. I would put it low S tier. It's not my favorite Sonic game, but it is a good game. The fishing is kind of what keeps me. No, Big is not going to drag this down. I like Big, but the fishing was a bit tedious. I think low S tier. I'll change it later. Maybe it might go back to like high A or something. I can't tell what this is. The text on it is so small. I'm just gonna put it here because I don't know if this is Sonic Adventure. Please let me know. Please, somebody let me know if this is actually Sonic Adventure. Because to be honest, I can't tell this title. Sonic Shuffle. Oh, the bad Mario Party version. But the bad Mario Party ripoff. I've seen few people actually have fun with this, but it is technically a worse Mario Party. But if I'm just comparing this to maybe the first 3 Mario Party games, maybe I did play this once. It was fine, to say the least. I would put it C. I think low B, at the very least, because it is a bit different. I like party games. Sonic Adventure 2. I think we know where this is going. Yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 is one of my top 3, but it is my third most favorite. I like it because it's kind of obvious. The music slaps, of course. The introduction is good. The story is what you expect for a Sonic game at the time, and playing as Shadow and Team Dark is actually pretty good. I just think maybe the treasure hunting is a bit tedious. Maybe that's the only reason why it's in third. Other than that, having the final battle against like the final hazard is really cool. The city escape in the beginning as well. Everything in between is the same. I like piloting the mechs too. I like the mechs. Sonic Advance. Oh, okay. These are the events series is like pretty well done in my opinion. But the first one here, 2 is here, and wow. Okay, so so I don't think Advance 3 is here, which is surprising. Is Advance 3 like later down the line? I did say before that not every game is here. I thought there was a 3 and a 4. I just don't know. Oh, another pinball game. Believe it or not, I have not played this version. I'll just put it here. I have not played this version of pinball. I played Sonic Battle a bit more than what a normal person would play. I like this. I love this game. I really do. It's like maybe the best fighting game that I played, at least for Sonic, out of everything here. And I hope there's like a collection where it does include this, or at the very least, Sega will actually do something like this again. It technically is a 3D Smash Bros, which is done technically correctly, but with like 2.5D, to say the least. I like it. Sonic Heroes. I'm a bit split on this. I think the most fair I can do is like put it here. No, right here. I do like it. It's just, and I hope that they would bring back this type of mechanic again because I like the control. I like to switch characters on the fly and stuff like that. The only problem about this is that I don't know. I think having to play this game multiple times with a few different teams is fine on its own, but for me, I think maybe too many playable characters. Technically not, because each playable character is like in a team and they all have like similar abilities. But I don't know. It's just something about this game. I don't know how to explain it. This game is. I know this might be people's favorite games, but like I don't put it that high. Like an S. I mean, I put it high already. It's A, but like I don't know. It's like an on and off thing for me. I cannot really explain why I would put it in an A. Obviously, 3 is better than 2. Wait, yeah, 3 is better than. Actually, no, I got this wrong. There. I don't know why. 2 seems a bit worse for me. I just cannot put my finger on it. I like 1 better. Maybe it's just nostalgia. Or like maybe it's just better memories of this than 2. But I like 3 more. Sonic Jump, the mobile. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay, we're gonna be here for a while. Well, not on this game, for sure. Sonic Jump is a decent mobile game. I mean, it's a bit. It's very simple. I would just put it up drift. It's like it's a fine addition. It's average. You guys know where I'm gonna put this, right? No, it's not. It's not my top 3, but I would put it in S. I'll say that much. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't know where to put it. It's like S, A, or B, and I put the average in A, top of A. D, no, below A. It would be the bottom of A. And the reason why is this. I love the gameplay. Everything's fine. It does resemble a lot of the adventure style and hero style, well, more adventure style. But the only problem with this is the multiple endings. If it's like 10 different endings with different branches, eh. I mean, there's a point where like I love the game that I would like to replay a lot. There's a point where like I replay the game, I just want to like try to get through everything. Having 10 different endings is a big task to actually perfect. Shadow almost kind of did, but it's very confusing, and the canonicity of this game is just up in the air still. I just don't know. Again, I like the game. It's just down here. It would have been like below S, but below A because of the multiple endings. I am not replaying like the game 10 times. I don't like it that much. I would replay it like maybe 5 to 6 times and then come back like a few years later to play it. But yeah, that's just me. Oh, Sonic Rush. Kind of obvious where I will put this. Don't know why it's lagging now. There. I don't think it needs to be explained why it's up here. It's like the one with the boost formula first with the boost formula, and it's pretty well done in a 2D setting. I like this. Sonic Riders. It's another racing game. I do like the Rider series. I hope they bring it back. The first version is like at least above Sonic Shuff. No, at least above Chaotix at least. Sonic 06. Oh god. I'm not I'm not taking into account the modded version of 06, which makes it 10 times better. The Project 06. I'm not counting that. Project 06 fixes about almost everything. But as the base game itself, it has a lot of potential, and I could respect that. The music is the only thing is that the music carries it for the most part. The story, okay, I'll say this: the story is iffy. I don't mind the story. The gameplay is what takes it down so much. The story is average. It is all right. I think above average for me personally, and the music carries it. It's just the gameplay knocks it down so much. I know a lot of people would maybe say F tier, like the bottom of F because it's so bad. I mean, there's technically one other game that's kind of like that, but like we won't talk about it until we get there. I would say this. I'll put it here. It will be mid C tier soon, but I'll put Sonic 06 in mid C because of the music carries it so hard. And the story, if the story was a bit better, it would be B, but it would be mid C. I'll just put Sonic 06 there. Sonic Rivals, isn't that the card game? Like the handheld card game? Sonic Rivals, here's the thing. I played it. I have never finished it. I watched the whole story. I watched it on YouTube. No, it's not a card game. I'm I'm thinking of the fan game. Never mind. Oh, this is like this is a race. It's technically like a 1v1 racing thing, right? Technically 2.5D or something like that. I don't remember that much. I would like to play and never played. Excuse me, but should I? I mean, I played it once, but I just think it's a Mandela effect that it was a card game. I think. Just in case, I feel like I did play this before. I'm just gonna put it here, just in case. Sonic and the Seven Rings. Is this Secret Rings? Sonic and the Secret Rings. Yeah. Okay, I played this before. Oh, it has potential. It's like Sonic 06. It has potential. It's not that great though. Because of motion controls. It's too heavy on the motion controls and it's very janky. Would I say it's worse than 06? No. It's slightly better. It's slightly better than 06. At least in my book. It's just that the motion controls kind of ruins it. And it's not that well done. Unfortunately. Sonic Rush Advance. Is this technically Rush 2? Yeah, I think it's okay, it's technically Rush 2. Kind of obvious. All the Rush and the events games are mostly here, and then the Rush games are here. Oh boy! Oh yes. Okay, so technically not a full line Sonic game, but it is Mario and Sonic. I'm not gonna lie. DS versions, DS version is the GOAT. The Wii version is fine. I would play this more than Sonic Heroes. I'm sorry. I am technically a big I'm technically a big guy with sports games, but sports games that have video game characters in it. I'm not a big fan of like the realistic ones. It should just be my thing. Rivals 2. If I don't remember if I don't remember if I played Sonic Rivals, I don't think I played Rivals 2. Sonic Air Rider Zero Gravity. Is this the Connect version? Is it? Yeah, okay, it is Connect version. I think it is. Is it? I don't see it on the... Yeah, it must be the Connect version. I think. Damn, I don't want to be wrong here. But if this is the Connect version, it's awfully because of the Connect. It has a decently good story. It's just the Connect that failed. if they can remake this to where it can use controllers just like the other Air Riders, I think this would be a good A tier. Unfortunately, the Kinect just ruins it. Sonic in the Olympic. I thought this one was released much more later down the line. Oh well. Sonic in the Olympic Games. There's no Mario. I would say this: Mario technically carried the Olympic Games. This one, and this one is technically a pay. You need to technically pay to progress. So like this is basically just above D tier. That's just where it is. Sonic Chronicles, the RPG game. I have a guilty pleasure. I like this game, but I do agree that it does kind of suck. Because for an RPG, it does kind of suck. The final battle is just kind of anticlimactic, even when you get supersonic. It was a fun idea, but like, yeah, the music was very crunchy. I'll be not gonna lie. I like this game as a guilty pleasure. I think Sonic 06 is a tiny bit better. I will play Sonic 06 rather than this. And also because this one has a lot of backtracking. That I think, if I remember correctly, it has a lot of backtracking. I could just be me, but I have memories of that. Sonic Unleashed. Okay, first off, we have two versions. I forgot. Yeah, there's two versions. There's technically three versions if you count the mobile game, but we don't count the mobile game. The Wii PlayStation. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not okay. Bottom of A tier. I don't really like this version. I know a few people actually like it. That the Werehog isn't so God of War like, and then the speed stages are a tiny bit better. But I think the speed stages aren't that good because it doesn't resemble that speed that well. The Warhog is fine. It's fast enough, but like it's not my cup of tea. I would rather play maybe Shadow the Hedgehog because this one was just not very Sonic-like. There's not much speed, and the Warhog doesn't feel that strong. Warhog feels more janky in this one. But this is where my personal favorite is Sonic Unleashed for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. I have replayed this 2 times at least in the past few months. I played this game originally 5 times. Yeah, 5 times. I really like it. And seeing other people play it and the music and other stuff, this is my second favorite. It used to be my top number one, but another game already took that place. I really like this a lot. It's very self-explanatory. And if you're wondering why this version and not this version, I like the Warhog in this game. Yes, it might take a little too long to complete a level, but I just like button mashing. That's about it. I like the combat system, the combos and stuff, and basically fighting with hands is like pretty well done. I do wish that the Werehog has more speed while attacking, which another game already kind of fixed that with base Sonic and his fighting moveset. The only reason why, besides the number one, this is number two. It used to be number one. But the reason why now it's number two is because I got reminded with the Eggman boss fight. The airship boss fight. I really hate the QTE in the airship boss fight. Here's the thing. I played this on the PlayStation before. It was doable. The second fight was a bit too hard for me. It could be a skill issue, but it's just a bit too hard for me. I replayed this on the Xbox 360 because it's technically free with the Game Pass. I hate it. And once I got used, and even when I got used to controllers, would used to with the button layout on the Xbox controller, I still hate it. But luckily, everything else in this game basically carries it. The music, the story, the character direction, the voice acting, of course, the gameplay, the scenery, it still holds up to this day. Except for the Eggman air fights, I really hate those. It would have been number one, and it would have been stayed number one if the other game didn't actually appear. That is the only reason. This game's number two is almost perfect. It's just because of the Eggman air thing. Everything else, I really do like. Okay, maybe collecting the medals was just a bit too much for this. But like either way, it was number one, but I'll say number two. Can you guess who number one is? I think a few of you could have guessed already, but yeah. Just waiting till the end, maybe. Sonic and the Black Knight. We all need to put more respect into this game. I really like Sonic the Black Knight. It is better than Secret Rings. Besides Sonic having a sword, this is basically peak Sonic character. Basically, the characterization, how Sonic is portrayed in the game, is true to Sonic's nature. Basically, which kind of makes him almost like King Arthur at the least. But like with gameplay alone, the music's pretty good. Yeah, the music's pretty good. Gameplay much more better. The motion controls is not too prominent. And Sonic has a big sword. I like Sonic with a sword. That's kind of the thing. But it also has the one thing that Secret Rings was missing, and it was this feeling of speed in the game. You do feel fast if you move correctly. Swinging the remote could actually hurt a bit. That's why it's bottom at. Yeah, I kind of forgot. This hurt my hand. Top of A, it hurt my hand. Mario Sonic in the Winter Olympic Games. The second most, like, it is technically the second, but I like Winter Games on a DS. It is just that goated. The story mode in this game is what carries it, and which is why I like this more better than this. Although this one has one of the dream games is just a foot race. I wish we can get that foot race back. I really love just normal foot racing with items. It's like Mario Kart, but every character runs. I like that. But the story mode does carry for this. The Wii and no, this is the Wii. I thought it was the 3DS. No, that was the other game. The Wii version. No story mode. Instant F tier. No. Instant F tier. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like the DS better. There's no story mode. Kind of ruined that. I think, yeah, there's no story mode in this. The mini games are kind of the same, but it doesn't have that DS flair. I might be biased, but I like this better than this. Oh, Sega All-Star Racing. Technically Mario Kart, if Mario Kart was just slightly better at the time. Unfortunately, Mario Kart is much more better than any other Sonic racing game as of now. But Sonic games, at least at this point in time, when it comes to this, is a little goated. That said, I do like the DS just a tad bit better. I will put this up. Sonic and the Secret Rings. This one is the console version. They're slightly the same. That's about it. Sonic the Hedgehog 4. You guys might hate me for this, but I think it is an alright game. But where do I put it? It's better than these two separate. That's all I could say. It just is a bit too easy. And no, wait. I would actually replay Sonic 06 in this. Sonic, first off, levels are just a remake of the original, which is fine. It has homing attack, which is fine. It's a bit better. Unfortunately, with those additions, Sonic is super slow in this one. So yeah. Wait a minute. No, this is the Connect version. Okay, I guess he was lost in the track. Okay, retake. This one is F tier. Free Riders is F tier. This is up here. Wait, where did I put the original? Oh, wait, no, not there. There we go. Now, Free Riders is the Connect version. That's what I was thinking of. Zero Gravity is good. It's much more better than the original. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, Sonic Coolers. Just kidding. DS version. I know a lot of few people like the DS version more than the Wii. Me personally, not that much. It's like there. Sonic Colors on the Wii in the meantime. I don't care what people say. I think the story is fine as it is. I really do like the story, even if it feels more Saturday. It's like a Saturday morning cartoon style, but listen, I grew up in that era. I really do like it. It's funny. A lot of memeable quotes. The music, it goes hard on this. I really love the music. The gameplay is fine. The Wisp is actually good until they reuse them over and over again, but we don't talk about that. But yeah, S tier for sure. Like top of S tier. The London Olympic Games and on the 3DS. I played a demo of this. And playing the demo was technically playing the whole game because this is just a bunch of mini games. I'll say this much. I only played the demo version. It might not be that fair. I think it's an alright thing. Mario Sonic in London in the 3D in the Wii version. It is better. Why? This has a story mode. Right? This right here has a story mode. This does not. It's decent enough. Worth story. Sonic Generations on the 3DS. I think we all know where this is going. It's a bit more better than Sonic Colors. Now the console game on the other hand. There was a time where I would put this above Colors. Now, not so much. I like Colors more because of its music. This game has a lot of good remixes. Like, a lot of good remixes. And the stages is just very much nostalgia based. I really love this game. Only problem is that the music is basically just remixes. The final boss was an interesting take, although I wish the final boss was a bit better. The best thing that I could say is all the rival battles. I really like all the rival battles in the game, but they're mostly just modern Sonic. To be honest, and it could just be me, and it is my opinion again, but I think the 2D sections in Sonic Generations, I know it's supposed to be for the 2D, for the people who play 2D and like 2D Sonic, but it's not my cup of tea. Because here's the thing, if I really liked both equally, and this is the best Sonic celebration that he had, I will put this above Colors if the 2D stages were a bit better. I think a lot of people say that 2D stages are actually well done. I think so too, but I prefer the 3D Sonic stuff. It's hard to say. And who knows? These two will just switch places for all I care. I don't know. I could just say, could we just all agree that these two will be equal ranking? I know that the tier list will not allow that, but like, could we just agree that these two are at least at the same level? Almost. Oh, who am I kidding? You guys would just like Sonic Generations more because of because of the freaking Wisp. I would say that Sonic Generations does a lot of things better than Colors, but I think Colors is just a bit better in my taste because I really do love the music. I think it's just the music. If we were ranking music, this would definitely be the thing. But the music is a bit slightly better than this. Although I would say City, like Crisis City in this sounds much better than this. And I like Crisis City in this one. So yeah, take that for what you will. Episode 2. Okay, where did I put episode 1? Okay. So is that there? Episode 2 is slightly better. I think a lot of people say it would be worse, but they fixed a lot of stuff. Will I play it again? I mean, it's on mobile, so like maybe I will if I was bored. So maybe I'm being too generous with this. No, it's not fair. There we go. Right with episode 1. Not exactly, but yeah. The 3DS version of the Transform game. This is another racing game. I have not played this version, believe it or not. I only played the console version, and the console version is a bit goated. Yeah, this seems right. I played this a lot. Sonic Dash. Now this is my childhood game right here. My childhood mobile game. This is technically the first mobile game I played. Sonic Dash. It's an endless runner. It doesn't have that much. If I'm not that biased with nostalgia, I would put it maybe at around C. I think the fairest I could put for this would be here. It's a soft spot for me. But to be honest, at the end of the day, I would actually put it down here, yeah. Just below colors. Sonic Lost World for the 3DS. This is a massive take. And I know maybe a lot of you guys will actually do like the 3DS version. I don't. It's D tier. And you know why? Here's the thing. The Wii U version, the console version, is much better. Tiny bit of better graphics. I do like the level design. I think the level design is about the same, but it's like similar. But like I do like it. The story is still fine, but the story is exactly the same in between two games. So like that's not really a factor. The reason why I'm putting this up to basically top of B tier is because of the DLC, the free DLC that comes in, the Yoshi's Woolly World and the Legend of Zelda DLC. Those are the two main things that why this game is up here. But if we're actually being really honest and without the DLC, it would just be like, I would put it top C. I really do enjoy this game. And it's like the amount of Sonic that I do like. And it's Lost World. And even though it's a Mario Galaxy clone, I like Mario Galaxy. So it kind of just fits here. Kind of helps it in this case. At least in my opinion. Fever is technically just a reskin. It's just pretty bad. Yeah, it's not as bad as this. I would play this rather than this. No, that's not gonna lie. Okay, another Olympic Games one. I don't remember where this took place. But I remember that this, okay, so if I'm really comparing to this one right here, no, that's too generous. Missing story mode. The minigames? Kind of just rehashing. No, I don't think there's any new minigames here, unless I'm mistaken. It's been a while, but listen. Unlike the other games, where usually it's either lost to time or I played it full time at a friend's house, this one I own, and I sold it back. I didn't want this game. I had the DS version. It was the best thing. Oh boy, two controversial ones, and you guys will hate me for this. Maybe. I don't know. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. This is an alternate take of Sonic. And I knew that from the start. We're not supposed to take this as the same as Sonic. I know every other person said this is supposed to be like, not the Sonic game we want, but like again, this is a different continuity. But with that in mind, when I first saw this, it was like, okay, Sonic in a different direction, that's fine. And like once I got this, I bought this game to own it physically. I played it and I actually enjoyed it. Surprising, shocking, I know. I actually enjoyed this. Now I would say there's a lot of bugs. I had to restart the game at least like 5 times. But here's the thing, I played it with my little sister before, so I might have some bias of actually having this on co-op. And playing with my sister was the most fun I actually have on this game. If it was just me by myself, I would have put this like on top C tier. But with my sister, the co-op experience makes this much more better and a tiny bit more funny. And who cannot forget the Knuckles infinite jump, right? The Knuckles infinite jump is the infamous meme. It would just rock it up to a B tier. The only reason why that I would actually stop it at B tier. And okay, I'll be fair to you guys. It'll be low B tier. But here's the thing. This game is impossible to 100%. The completionist depending on what your view on the completionist is right now. The completionist tried to complete this game. This game is 100% not beatable to 100%. You cannot 100% this game because there's a massive glitch and has not been updated. So therefore, you can only get to this game to 99%. If you 100% collected everything, it will always be 99% because there's a glitch in the system and it's a bug and you cannot fix it because who wants to fix this game, right? That's about it. That's the only reason why I would have put it up in below A, but it's below B because I myself actually did try to 100% this game. And just like completionist, I ran into the same problem. It was fun while it lasted. Yeah, it is just kind of bad. Now we get to the shattered crystals. It's kind of obvious that this game is much more better because this resembles the Rush games, basically. It resembles the Rush games a lot. Actually, no. Yeah, that's right. It is technically a side of the Rush games. Low S. No, that's too generous. There. I will put it there. And it might piss you guys off. But I don't really care. I actually think I will play this more than Sonic Heroes. Sonic Runners. This is a free mobile game. I really love this one because this is an endless runner, but it's in 2D, so it plays like the 2D games. But you can play multiple characters, and it references everyone in the Sonic series. I'm not counting the fan recreation because the fan recreation is about the same game but adds more stuff, and it is a free game, so no money, so everything is free. This is technically the first gacha, I would say. I have a lot of good memories playing this. And I am pretty sad that the servers were shut down, and it's impossible to play it now unless you're on Android and you can unjail this game. If this comes back, I will replay this multiple times. It is just that good. It may be a bit too simple, but it's just that good, and with a lot of character references like Chip, that genie girl. Who's that ghost from the? I know the ghost. I just don't remember her name. Damn. I mean, there's Omochao if you really want him. I mean, I don't know. But I mean, Shadow is a character. Vector is a character. Every character you wish that was playable is here. Technically, it is the first Sonic Forces speed battle, which we will get to soon. Sonic Boom, which is Sonic Dash 2 Sonic Boom Edition. Where's Sonic Dash? Where's the guy? Oh no, seriously, where is he? Then this is a lot of... Oh, there he is. It's about the same. It's just that this is a bit slower. That's the only thing. But it has more stuff to do than just running and switching lanes. You can actually grapple and swing and do a lot of other stuff, which is better. But this is Sonic Dash 2. Not Sonic Parkour Simulator, which is technically this game. But yeah, it's just slow. Like how Sonic Boom is. Okay, we have a bit more Sonic stuff here. I'm gonna be honest, I have not played these versions, but if I was a betting man, and which I'm not, this will also be in D tier, because it is just a former shell of the original GOAT, that is the DS and the Wii, the DS version, basically. Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. Okay. Let me think about this one. So, where is it? Okay, wait, no. Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice, there it is, yeah. Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice. This is a tough one. Where did I put Shatter? There, A tier. Below S. It is a massive step up. And I hope that whoever owns this game, play it again, please. I actually sold my copy, and it's because there was another game that I would like to play more, which is not a Sonic game, believe it or not. But also because my 3DS also kind of fried, so I wasn't, and my parents didn't want me to have another 3DS. So like, yeah, which is a little disappointing, but it is a very good game, much more better than Shattered Crystal. It is technically a Metroidvania game, so like that's kind of a plus on my book, even though there is a backtracking thing. But it's bottom S. No, to be honest, no, it's basically like a bit of top A. Backtracking. And in order to progress, you kind of have to have almost everything in the other levels. So like it requires you to explore, which is good because it is a Metroidvania, but like it could have been done better. That's the only thing. It was good. It was a good step in the right direction. If they had another year to make the Sonic Boom series, I think they would have been doing fine. And if it was a console release, man, I think we would be talking. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, this Sonic Runners is the Apple Arcade version. Technically, it is a former shell of itself, so it's like bottom D tier, but I have not officially played it. So I would not say I will not play it. Sonic Mania is like no competition. I will put below S. It is basically the return of 2D Sonic, 2D classic Sonic. And I really love this game very much. And you see, the music carries it. There is technically no story because it is from the class. It resembles the classic era, but the gameplay is really, really good. Playable characters, multiple playable characters as well, and of course, there's like the double teaming system, which is actually pretty good. And you can play as Knuckles and Knuckles. That's like the biggest thing about this game. Which, to be honest, it will be above this, Knuckles and Knuckles. But no. Actually, yeah, I'll put it below Sonic Adventure. But there is one thing keeping this from being at least near the top of S tier, and that is because completing this game for me personally is a tiny bit hard. It's a bit too hard to get all the Chaos Emeralds, at least in my opinion. Yes, I could redo it over again, but it could just be a me issue. But you would not believe how many times I have to retry at least one of the stages to get the damn fourth Chaos Emerald. It's just that hard. And it's the fourth Chaos Emerald. I cannot tell you what it is. Sonic Forces Speed Battle. Okay, so Speed Battle. Okay, so officially Forces came before Speed Battle, but let's rank Speed Battle first because this is interesting. I still play Speed Battle, and here's the thing: it has a lot of characters, the variations as well, and we have the IDW characters in it as well. Tango, Whisper, and Surge. We stand Surge in this house too. And yeah, and to be honest, I really like the game. It is an endless runner, but not really. And it is the only Sonic mobile app that you can actually race against other people. Besides the Olympics, but we don't count the Olympics because that is a paid to progress thing. So yeah. How about S tier? You guys might not agree, but I really do like it right up there. Alright. Almost done. And yeah. Okay, Sonic Sports Speed Battles there. Sonic Forces. I am. This is a guilty pleasure. I really, really like this game, but there are so many flaws that I've seen, and a lot of people point this out, but I still love the game. As much as pains for me to say, this is the more I think about it, it's not at the end of C tier. I would have put it in the C tier, but seeing what I put for the rest in C tier, I will put it here. I would rather play Secret Rings because it is a much longer game. But I will play this more than 06 because it is a more fleshed out game and not that glitchy. I think the story is above average. I actually do like the story. Sonic's character, however, kind of ruins that. I do wish he took them more seriously, but then again, Sonic is basically still his like basically do or die state or like do or die mindset, right? Just like run in, make quips, all that. That is basically Sonic's character at the time. And I still like it because that just means that he is confident that no matter what happens, he is basically there to give people hope. So like, there's that. Maybe it's just an ego boost or like an ego stroke maybe, but I don't know. But the one main thing I'll say about this game for 40 bucks is too short. I've beaten this game in 5 hours. I replayed it again. And I beat it in 2 hours. This is why it's here. I like where it's going. I like everything about it. Sonic's character could have been redone a tiny bit more better, but I do wish the game was a bit more longer. Then we have the DLC for Shadow, and the DLC for Shadow technically is the reason why it's here, because it did make the game a bit more longer. It is a bit maybe it's a tiny bit unfair with the 2D sections, but it's fine at least. It's kind of harmless, but I do wish this game was a bit more longer and the story was a bit done better. I think they remake the games again. I did play this one. Again, just a former shell. Sonic Team Racing. Really easy. It's just here. I wish it was Team Transform Racing because we have more of Sega characters, but I mean, this is fine. But it could have done more. Yeah, okay. We're down to the last few here. Yeah, we're down to the last few. And there's the Roblox game, which is surprising enough. Alright. Okay, so Sonic Colors Ultimate. Need I say more? It is almost exactly like Colors, but even with the added bonuses, I think we all can agree that it is here. Tier list. God damn it. Okay. Yep. It is technically the exact same game. And you can see the stark contrast. It's fitting that Ultimate is an F tier and this is an S tier. Now, I do like it. And it is a competent, not replacement, but a competent iteration that people can play because this time it is now on other consoles. Unfortunately for those guys, this is the worst version. If you can get a Wii or emulate the game, you would want to play the original better. This one has a lot of customizations. I love the customizations on this. It could be done a bit better too, but like it's good. It's good enough. The middle Sonic mini games are okay at best. They're not that great. It's just technically time attack or at least like rival races and kind of bad. Momentum in the game sucks. The Wisp has their own problems. The game, a lot of it has its own problems. The up in graphics quality, there's no quality control. So is it too bright? Seizures, kind of. And of course, glitches. Sonic will be deformed at some cases. And all that other stuff. Luckily for me in my playthrough, because I did buy this because I like colors, but I rebought this. It was pretty sad to see that I cannot get momentum to work in this game. It was kind of bad. I did finish the whole game, not 100% it because the game is just that bad to 100%. It's more of the performance issue, and for a remake, this blows. As you can see here, I have the original in high standards. This remake, or like remastered version, just bombed and just got dipped into a volcano. That's kind of about it. It was charcoaled, burned, well, like overdone, basically. Overbaked, you could say, too. Yeah, kind of disappointing. Sonic Speed Simulator. I am going to be making a Roblox video on this soon. I'm hoping that it'll work. But in the meantime, I did play this. It is Speed Simulator. We could run a lot. That's all I could say. And yeah, it is just that good. I really like it. I have not gone on to play it again, and the reason why is because I have other stuff to do, unfortunately. This is a good game to just take a break and just run around, and it is like a big multiplayer. Also, you can act there. Also, they did premiere like Sonic Prime, the first episode, on this game, so like that gives it an extra bonus. Would have put it in a bit mid B tier, but that premiere of the first episode of the show was pretty nice, and everybody was there to watch it. So yeah, good job, Speed Simulator. Okay, we have these other games. Let's go to this one, the Sonic the Hedgehog, the Genesis collection on the Game Boy Advance. We'll just get this out of the way. It is basically the collection of all the games. It is good, but if we're going to be ranking all of the games, it would just be at below C. But I have not got this game because I already played the others, so there's no need. I mean, it's good, but I don't have a Game Boy Advance anymore. And technically, if you want to emulate it, all these other games are just kind of separated, so there's really no need to actually get this game. But if it were to me, and if I could put this as a collection of some of the classic stuff from the Genesis era, I'll put it maybe like below C. It was decent, but like grouping all together would just be below C because it doesn't really change all that much. Yeah. And then we have 4. Okay, 4 left. Let's go that you guys actually know that I played on the channel before. I played part 1 and then I live streamed the rest of the game. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's be honest, right? Let's be honest for right now. That Peter Griffin death pose gives it an instant A. But now, what do I think about the game in general? Well, it is technically a story-based game. It is technically like Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, kind of like that. It is a detective game. It's a point-and-click game, to say the least. I really do like it. It is well done. It is free. That's one thing. The mini game is good, except for the final boss, which is just a glorified mini game. Very, very hard, but I beat it. It's good. As much as I want to say this, I would play this game again if Steam would allow me to, and if OBS would allow me to record it again. I would like to revisit this game. It's been at least one year, 1 or 2 years at this point. Oh yeah, this was an April Fool's game too, but I really do like it, and it was a fresh start game for April Fool's game, so that's pretty good. I was basically intrigued with the story. I really love the character designs in this game, especially Blaze. She's cool. Tails is cute. Amy has like a very good suit. Sonic became Failboat. Beam attack. But as much as say that, yeah, a bit almost top of A. 3 left. Now let's get to the one that's the most recent. Dream Team. I played a little bit of this, and to be honest, it's really good. A tier. Nothing else to say. It sucks that it is on Apple only. It does feel like a Switch game. If this was a Switch exclusive game, it would be on the same page, but I wish it was on Switch. I did play this on Apple Arcade, okay? Was it worth it? Not really. But to be honest, the story was very intriguing and the gameplay was pretty addictive. And, of course, the animations in-game. I wish SonicFrontiers had this type of animation. But unfortunately, the story is very average. The gameplay, almost everybody is about the same. It's very typical mobile game formula, but it's a 3D game that is actually pretty well done. And if the mobile team was able to make this and it's good on mobile, imagine if they worked on a console game. Sure, it would maybe drop down to B, but they would have more resources. They could change it up a bit. So if they would ever port this from the Apple Arcade to other consoles, maybe PC, everything will be fine. You can technically play on Mac as well. So technically it's already a PC game. But for me personally, I do wish there was more. I do wish this game had more things in it. I would put it above the Wii and PlayStation 2 because I would play this more. But unfortunately, I don't want to play too much of Apple Arcade. But I do recommend to actually play this. It's a very good game. It is basically not, it's not as good as like Frontiers or the like of like Unleashed or Sonic 2, but it's more like Sonic Superstars, but a tiny bit better if it was 3D, which is good. Alright, we have 2 other games left, and yeah, this is kind of going to be a pretty interesting one. And if you've been made it this far, thank you for tuning in this whole time. And yeah, I'm just going to rank these 2 now. I do apologize for any background noise currently right now. I just don't know what's going on. If you guys hear it or not. I hope you guys don't. Either way. Okay. Okay, let's go. So, Superstars. We'll get to this. Right? No. We're gonna screw it. We ball. We go with Sonic Frontiers. Now, Sonic Frontiers has been a game for me. I really love this game. And I put it to the highest regard. And it is, at 2022, it was my second favorite game of the year. If you want to know what my first favorite game of the year, it was Elden Ring. Elden Ring was basically the best thing about it. And I'm sorry for that screaming in the background. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. If you guys hear it. I hope you guys didn't. But either way. Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, second best game in that year. And this is without the DLC. Without the DLC, it would have been here. Right? Because here's the thing. Sonic Frontiers does everything right that I wanted from a 3D Sonic game. I don't care about the pop-ins, okay? The pop-ins kind of make sense because how else would they do it? If they want the pop-ins to like not be there, they would have to not put it on the Switch. Or better yet, they would just have to wait for the next gen. They have to wait for next gen in order to do that because how much platforms pop in to the background? Do you really think the PS5 could actually handle that? No, it can't. Okay, it just can't. And especially since the game is supported in 4K. So much detail, so beautiful. The scenery is just beautiful. The story is something I was wanting from a Sonic story in a long time. Not too dark, but not too Saturday morning. It is just right, just like the IDW comics. Sonic's characterization is very good. Amy is treated better. Knuckles is still Knuckles. And Tails gets a bit meta, but like, it makes sense. I really do like Sage, Eggman being the father figure this time. The father and the Eggman and Sage relationship is just so sweet and wholesome. I just really like it, and it's very touching for some reason. I don't know why. But like Sonic is just that cool. The Super Sonic fights are just top notch. I really do love those. The music, man. The music, every single music piece is very, very, very good. The boss music, the environmental music, everything was just almost perfect. The only downside to why I think that it is second best to Unleashed at the time, Unleashed has better graphics. It's not a 3D game, but it has better graphics. The combat system in Sonic Frontiers is good, but I do really like the Werehog combat system. Even if it does not fit Sonic, I kind of do like that. And the one main problem is that I wish to actually play with multiple characters. Playing as Sonic was fun and all, right? But like, I want multiple characters. That's kind of about it. Sonic technically has that with Warthog and Bass, but like, it doesn't really matter all that much. But yeah, that's kind of about it. It was really, really much of a tie, neck-to-neck placement with Unleashed and Frontiers. But the DLC came out, and 1 year has passed. Come on, you guys know it was coming. Sonic Frontiers is going to be the number one. The free DLC, first DLC, fixed about almost everything, added a few things. DLC 2 is technically Sonic's birthday and a few more game modes coming in. Third DLC was basically the home run. It was the touchdown. It was the strike, basically. It just knocked it out of the park, okay? Update 3 was everything that I thought they would say before the sequel, but no. They create a new storyline, something that replaced the original ending, and now we have an alternate ending with a better boss fight, and that Super Sonic isn't as super as we thought he would be. Sonic has a new transformation, which is, I kind of wish it was Hypersonic, but like we'll discuss that later. And well, later, maybe somebody else already made a video about it, so like I'm not gonna be talking about that yet, not right now. But the new remake of the music of I'm Here, this time with Kelly singing it, so good, so awesome. And the orchestra version, finally, orchestra version. It's just something we need. It's like so Unleashed that it kind of outpaces Unleashed in terms of like its music. And the final ending is just vocals. It's technically just Sonic Unleashed and Adventure 2 all rolled to one in that DLC. At least the final boss, that is. Multiple playable characters, and the Master Trial. That still gives me some PTSD. But hey, I played Elden Ring. I'm used to this type of difficulty. And guess what? I didn't beat it in hard mode. I almost did, but then I don't have enough time, and I just kind of switched back to like medium, and medium was actually good enough for me. Come on, you really think I'll go to extreme mode? I'm not a masochist. Mark is. But like either way, that kind of reason why it's like pretty good. And everything, it is optional. You don't really need to play DLC to get the full story. You can just play base game. Base game is good. The free DLC, all 3 packs of free DLC is like really good. The third one basically fixes everything from SonicFrontiers what people wanted, and I think that's why it's the best. Base game wise, if we're just talking about base game, it's either Sonic Frontiers or Unleashed. They'll switch places time to time. But with the DLC, it's Sonic Frontiers, hands up. I'm betting everything on that. Sonic Unleashed, I said this already earlier in the video. I know it's been an hour already. But the reason why I put it second now is because of the one thing that was mandatory to complete the game, and that is the QTE. The second boss fight of the airship is a QTE fest, and I replayed it on Xbox 360. I hate it. I remember playing it on the PlayStation 3. I'm okay with it. It's just that I wish it wasn't like this. It was just padding. It was supposed to showcase QTEs. I hate it. I hate that. Every other QTE, the first boss fight, it's fine. The first boss fight for the airship was basically a timeout thing. You can time that out. Second one, no, it's mandatory. That's why I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate it more than maybe the longest Warthog stage, honestly. I hate the QTE for the second airship fight. I hate it. That's why it's down here. Now, if this was base Frontiers, that would be no issue, because that would be okay. Because this one did a bit better in almost every regard, including graphics. This one was a good supplement, and basically the best of a 3D Sonic game. Unfortunately, it's not the best, but with that DLC, listen, if you have not played the DLC, I just want you to go and play it, okay? I really like it. It's just very good. If you don't really like the ending to the original Sonic Frontiers ending, you can just play the DLC ending. The DLC ending is technically the canon ending in a way, basically. And I really do like it. The stakes are high, new transformation, Sonic is cool, and we can see that he is just basically overpowered, and we can see why he can be the one who can beat Solaris in Sonic 06. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, that's what I said. There is one other thing. If we're really counting for DLC, it's like, this is not fair. You're adding Sonic Frontiers DLC. What about Unleashed DLC? First off, Unleashed DLC is about $1 each, or $2. And guess what the DLC is? And this is why nobody talks about the DLC for Sonic Unleashed. They're all just harder versions of the daytime stages. And some nighttime stages, but mostly daytime stages. Hard versions of daytime stages, and that are extremely unfair. You think it will be a Kaizo level for all these DLC stages. That's why nobody talks about them. They're a bit too hard, unnecessary. I mean, out of the few they have, I can say that there's 3 that I really do like because it's the right amount of mixture of difficulty and, of course, learning new things on the fly. Everything else was a bit too unfair. I think everybody could agree. So really, you want to bring in like Unleashed DLC? Yeah, the Frontiers is much more better than this. But if we're going base to base, these guys, for me personally, will be pretty much even. And that's my final take. Sonic Frontiers is my top number 1, with Unleashed number 2, and Sonic Adventure 2, the original GOAT, is at number 3. Because come on, if you don't have Sonic Adventure 2 up here and you're a Sonic fan, then it better be Colors or Generations, because I cannot really say much about it. Okay. So, the last one is Sonic Superstars. And this is the reason why I say this for last, because for one thing, I did play it. It is very, very much a multiplayer focused game. You need more than one player to beat this game just as fast as maybe Sonic Mania. Otherwise, the bosses are too tedious. I mean, the bosses are good. There's a lot of good gimmicks in here. But unfortunately, it fell down the ball because, again, it's about the same. It is multiplayer based, so you have to focus on multiplayer. The problem is just the camera, the multiplayer, how many hits to take down the boss. I'm up for bosses to take more than 3 hits, but to be honest, you think maybe they could scale the health of the boss if you have multiple people and leave the 3-hit thing to maybe like 4 hits for one person if they were playing alone, and maybe like 6 hits if it were more than one person. But like, it's just me, I guess. If you really want to, it's like a 2D Super Mario 3D world, but in 2D, which makes no sense, but I'll say that much. If I'm going to be truly honest, it is like near A tier, but that's just multiplayer. I played both in this multiplayer and single player. So in my best way, I could say, it's just a tiny bit better than Shadow the Hedgehog. It is a bit high, but yeah, that's about it. Overall, that's about it for the tier list, basically. Yeah, just let me show you the full set. But yeah, that's the whole tier list. As you can see, my top 3 is currently Sonic Frontiers, Unleashed, and Adventure 2. With Colors leading S, Black Knight leading A, Speed Simulator, surprisingly, is leading B. Okay, we're not going to count this as this because it's not technically a Sonic game, it's Mario and Sonic. So like, Sonic 2 is the face of C. And then Lost World of 3DS is D. And then we can all agree that Sonic Colors Ultimate is the leader of F. As for the other games, I could technically tell you right now that at least 1/4 of these games are like games that I played already, but they're just like either collections or just a rehash of one thing or just an alternate version that's exactly the same. I don't know about Sonic Rivals. I don't remember if I did play them. We have Pinball, which I did not play. This mysterious game, The Labyrinth, I don't really know. This one, I don't really know. This one, I Did you ever heard of it? This one I also never heard of it. This one is from Japan. This one I don't know what this is. This one it might be a car. It may be a arcade game, and this one might just be Bejeweled. But yeah, that's about it. Let me know what you guys think, and what is your favorite Sonic game? If it's anything here that I might have misplaced, just let me know, because I'm up to hear your opinions. And again, you can say anything all you want. This is, at the end of the day, all my opinions, and my opinions can change someday. But what's not going to change is the top 3 games. Sonic Frontiers is always going to be number 1 for me, with Sonic Unleashed being number 2, and Sonic Adventure 2 being number 3. Now, the biggest question, where would I put Sonic X Shadow Generations? The name alone, top of S tier. The name alone is top of S tier. Now, hopefully, we don't get another Sonic Colors Ultimate situations. And of course, Shadow will have his own storyline in the game. So, here's hope to the best that it will live up to the super high expectations of Sonic Generations. And who knows? It might just replace one of the 3 gods here, or maybe be the 4th god. Who knows? I'm hoping that the Year of Shadow will basically make this tier list pretty well-rounded, and hopefully like Shadow would carry, because if it's just a remaster, a perfect remaster, it will definitely be above Generations. But hopefully the Shadow content is just as good and maybe be up the S tier or to the 4th god place. Or who knows, it might just replace Sonic Adventure 2, as much as I hate to say it. Either way, that's it for the video. My name is Sampo, and again, this is all my opinions. They can change, but what's not going to change is my top 3. Until Sonic Times Shadow, because to be honest, I'm just still going to be waiting for that game to have my final opinions on it. Like, true final opinions. But the name is S tier. Wait, that doesn't seem right.